I'm Pastor Alan Jackson. We've had the privilege of partnering with Charlie Kirk and Turning Point USA. It was an honor to stand with them. All of us are grieving Charlie's absence. But here's the reality. We have an assignment. We're not stopping. We're going to continue forward with what Charlie invested his life in. Now it's our turn to lead with faith. We're going to make an impact in this generation for the kingdom of God. We have some resources for you. You can go to alanjackson.com/Charlie. Together, we're going to make a difference in this generation.
Jasmine Crockett has decided to run for Senate, and I feel obligated to at least lead with this. Jasmine Crockett is a very fiery figure out of Texas. She has risen to prominence by basically being flamboyantly, aggressively, obnoxiously insensitive, saying wild things, saying anti-white things, anti-Trump things, anti-conservative things. So let's just hear her in her own words why she's announcing her run for Senate. 181.
There are a lot of people that said, you got to stay in the House. We need our voice. We need you there. And I understand. But what we need is for me to have a bigger voice.
As if that was...
whatever. Do we have this? We played it in the cold open, I saw. The best part is she uploaded a video to announce that's her just sitting there impassively while they play clips of Donald Trump saying she's really stupid. And
well, this is what happens, right? I mean, if you go after somebody, it actually raises their profile, right? It's the Barbra Streisand effect. The Streisand effect is where, I guess it goes back to where Streisand wanted to keep her privacy intact, and then she ended up fighting back against somebody exposing her home address.
Which made everyone see
everybody see her home address. So it worked against her. So it's called the Streisand effect. And you have this in politics, right? Senator Mark Kelly says some crazy things that are, eerily similar to a coup, a military coup, encouraging that subversion. And guess what? Now he is, in many new polls, it's like Gavin Newsom, Mark Kelly is who the Democrats think is the most viable candidate to run for president in 2028.
Which could be risky because I think Mark Kelly would be a more dangerous candidate than Jasmine Crockett, for example.
Exactly. But this is what we have. Jasmine Crockett says all these crazy things. We say she's crazy, and all of a sudden that's all it takes for her profile to be raised. So let's pick our enemies very carefully here. But in the case of Jasmine Crockett, I think this is a good choice because she is so insane, and I think she's going to have a heck of an uphill battle in the state of Texas. Let's play 184. This is her comparing herself to being the next Barack Hussein Obama. 184.
There was this charismatic, funny, intelligent, and exciting young candidate with a funny name who just got into the U.S. Senate and was running for president. Many doubted if this country was ready, while others, we got to work and kept hope alive. Yes, we can. Yes, I'm talking about President Barack Obama.
She left out the Hussein Obama, but that's okay.
That's okay. Charlie would always say it. I think because Rush Obama always did it too.
Yeah, exactly.
always imitated.
It was an ode to Rush.
And of course, narrator, the country was not ready for Barack Hussein Obama.
No,
not remotely.
The country was not. But this is what's crazy. She's so crazy that we've got so many great clips on Jasmine Crockett. And this is an interesting clip. This is when she was saying she's open to ending tax on black because she's in favor of reparations. But she admits that many are not already paying taxes. 176.
One of the things that they propose is black folk not have to pay taxes. And I was like, I don't know that that's not necessarily a bad idea. Then you start dealing with the different tax brackets and things like that. And that's one of the reasons that, we argue the reparations make sense, because so many black folk, not only do you owe for the labor that was stolen and killed and all the other things, right? But the fact is, we end up being so far behind, right? And so it's how do you bring forth people? Exactly. And so it's if you do the no tax thing, for people that are already, say, struggling and aren't really paying taxes in the first place, it doesn't really exactly.
They may want those checks like they got during COVID.
Exactly.
So that's her admitting that reparations is a is a flawed endeavor to begin with. We could keep going. She says she doesn't need to win over Trump supporters to do this. Now, Trump carried Texas by 14 points. So if I'm just doing the math here, I gotta question her logic here, Blake. 178.
How will you convert those who are supportive of him to voters for you?
Yeah, I don't know that we'll necessarily convert all of Trump supporters. That's not our goal.
Do you need to?
Our goal is to definitely talk to people. No, we don't. We don't need to.
Well, they got to get some. You got to get some. No, so this is a good reason to be optimistic because Jasmine Crockett, one of her opponents has already basically dropped out in response to this, decided, let's pack up and go home. But older people will remember a candidate. I say older people like it's ages ago, but it was only about a decade ago. But there's been a pattern. Democrats are really addicted to the idea of flipping Texas. It's similar to how we'll often be contacted by conservatives in California. They often dream of flipping California red, the whole state, not just House districts. And we often have to say, we support you. We should work as hard as we can, but it's not the immediate priority now because it's difficult and expensive and we're not close to doing it. Democrats do this a lot with the state of Texas, where they get hyped up that they're going to flip the state in a big statewide race blue, and they spend tons of money on it. So let's throw up. A decade ago, we had Wendy Davis. She gave a filibuster speech on the floor of, I believe, the Texas State Senate over an abortion bill. And so they made her a big national hero. She got a ton of money. She ran for governor, and she got steamrolled massively by Governor Abbott. And then they did it with Beto O'Rourke running for Senate.
Beto got close.
He got a lot of attention.
Like
he came
3
closer.
points.
Well, don't egg them on. Don't egg them on here. The point is they spent a lot of money on it.
They did spend a lot of money.
And that's probably why we got Governor Ron DeSantis, for example. If they'd taken that money and rolled it over to Florida, we probably don't win that race by, it was under 100,000 votes.
30,000 votes or something like that. Yeah, I mean, listen, if they want to roll her out there and see what they can get done, that's fine. I hope they spend a lot of money on Jasmine. I hope they spend so much money backing Jasmine Crockett.